You mentioned Me Too, so
Sure.
I was going to ask you that later,
Sure.
but let's talk about
Sure.
that now. People are becoming so sensitive on how men and women can communicate with each other, and I think it's two ways. One is verbally, what they're saying,
Right.
but the other one is physically, the physical space, the touch, and all of that.
Yeah. So there are
Where do we go with
there are
that?
two aspects to that, I think. One is, to a large extent, and I see it as an employment lawyer, I think there's been a hypersensitivity that's developed since the Me Too movement or the Me Too attention. I often think that things that would have passed by innocuously and without any attention now get the attention of employees and management alike because of the Me Too movement. On the other hand, verbal cues, verbal statements that may have passed muster many years ago no longer really pass muster. So, for a male to say to a female, you really look nice today, in a totally innocent way, in a complimentary way, sometimes are taken the wrong way today. And of course, the, sort of, unspoken language that may go with that is, a leering look by somebody when they say, oh, you really look nice today, is sometimes troublesome for employees. And in terms of physical cues, I think the age of comfortable hugging between supervisor and employee is taken on a different mantle today. And when I do training of workplaces, and I do frequent training now as an outgrowth of the Me Too movement, so I do training of both management and rank and file employees, I make it a point of indicating that you really do need a certain distance today, physically, between employees, whether it's co-employees or whether it's management and subordinate, because of the exacerbation of what employees view as not complimentary and bothersome and bullying. So I counsel on that, and I make sure that people understand that the boundaries that may have existed 10 years ago have changed dramatically. And that creates communication problems,
Sure.
and also creates sometimes a more formal atmosphere in a company than you would like. But that's just the nature of the business environment
That's the
today.
cost. So people may not be as warm to each
That's
other
exactly
because they're
right.
so worried about what they're going to
That's exactly right.
So you advise them on physical space.
Right.
What about compliments? What can they say?
Well,
what can they say? That's
I don't think that people need to be super sensitive about it, but I think a lot depends on how you present a compliment. Again, there's a difference between saying to somebody, you look very nice today, or I like your dress, or I like your suit, etc., as opposed to, wow, that is some hot looking dress. So there are ways to communicate, and there are ways to communicate that really are not taken well in today's workplace or society.